Hey guys, before we get into this video, I just want to remind you to check out my book Powerless, Book 1 Potential and Powerless Book 2 Imagination, on sale now at Amazon.com, or you can message me, Powerlessbybr, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and have a signed copy shipped out to you. Thank you, and please enjoy. What's up, John? What's good, man? Nothing much, man. Out here trying to be the next big thing. In sci-fi, at least. You know, I got some collaborations I've been working on. Some of the good stuff coming down the tube. Some secret projects I can't really say too much about, but it's some big things. Right now, I'm just editing, going through book 3. Working on those audiobooks for book 1 and 2. You know, trying to get that stuff done. Ladies and gentlemen, my manager, one of my best friends, Kenya, is in the mix. Kenya, take the bow. Because without her, I probably wouldn't even do lives or videos for that matter, because let me just tell you how bad my anxiety is. Before I got on live, I actually put on fucking cologne. That's how nervous I was before getting on this live. And POC, oh, John, I see your question. I'm about to answer it. POC means people of color. And your question is, how do you feel about the feminist agenda in Hollywood? I don't mind the feminist agenda. It's just like with the black agenda. I don't want to be hit over the head with it. If you're going to do it subtly. There's ways to do things without beating it into someone, you know? There's ways to show strong female leads and do a bunch of things with the feminist movement without dropping bricks on people. Just like with the black movement. If you, like, years ago when you would go see a black movie, it would just be regular, you know? It wouldn't be too much. I'm talking about movies like old school movies like Deliver Us from Eva or things of that nature, where it was a black movie, but it didn't feel like a black movie. Like they wouldn't hit you over the head with that these characters are black. You know, it was just a black cast and it was good. It was enjoyable. You know, when you try to do things for a movement, sometimes you try to force it so hard that it hits that it's a blunt object, you know? It doesn't hit the sweet spot. It just tries to hit everything. You know, whereas if they try to pinpoint a little more, you know, they can do more damage that way, get more out. Yes, Kenny, we have come a long way. It's weird still, but I like it. I like it. I will say something to the people in the live already. Book 3 is gonna have like sex scenes, and those are probably the hardest things for me to write because I'm always imagining the characters are based off my friends, so I'm like imagining them. Brendan, what's up? I'm imagining them performing the act. So I don't believe we have that essential black cast anymore. Like, you know, Nia Long, Morris Chestnut, the entire class of the brothers, the Wood, the best man. We don't, man. We don't have that cast anymore. I mean, we do have like a lot of great black actors nowadays that could do that, but they're being shoehorned into roles where they're not allowed to like branch out or past anything else than what the stereotypical person sees us as. So, you know, and Morris Chestnut, Morris Chestnut will always be my favorite male actor because he stated he never wanted to do a role that made him feel like less than an essential black man, like not essential black man. I said it because I saw that there, but less than like he didn't want to feel like a nigga in a movie, you know, like just playing any old role. He stated his character always had to be doing something with their life, something positive. And even when he did Bad Boy, Boys in the Hood, sorry, his character was football player, scholarship, stuff like that. And if you pay attention, that continued into the best man when he got a little more clout and started doing better with himself. You know, he took that even farther. Like that was us seeing Ricky finish his dream of being in the NFL and stuff like that. So I always respected him for that. I feel like there's not enough of us. There's not enough of us, man. In every sci-fi universe, there's 1 or 2 black people, and that's all that exists. So what do you do? What do you be improved with mental health care? For mental health care, well, I guess that's something that could be contributed to like actors not doing a lot, somewhat. There's no, as someone that works in this field, there's no real way to improve mental health care. You know, it's something that you are and that you have to deal with sometimes. You know, we have medications out there that help. I mean, even me personally, friends that know me know that I'm manic depressive, you know, stuff like that. So I do now take medicine for it. I did back in college, and the medicine wasn't really that. It was more like a boat in a storm, you know? It didn't calm the storm or anything. It just gave me a boat to ride out the waves better. So as far as it being treated, Brandon, everyone has their own vices to get over anything they're going through in their life. You know, what I could say would work for me is my vices, but as for someone else, they might need something else. They might need to like space themselves away from things that trigger them. You know, it's really not a hard. It's really not an easy answer to give because there's so many variables, especially with mental illnesses. Man, there's so many. Like before I started working in this field over 10 years ago, I didn't know half the mental illnesses that existed. Man, I swear. Oh, I'm missing some questions from some people. How do I feel about Tyrese being looked at to play? Thanks, bro. You're the best. I'm really proud of you. Thanks, man. How do I feel about Tyrese being looked at to play Blade in the Sony Venom Spider-Verse? First of all, I just want to say that I am a bigger fan of Sony's Spider-Verse than I am of Marvel. Friends who know me know that I don't care for Marvel or Disney. And that's just a personal thing. But Tyrese, one thing I hate when they put people they think are big names in these roles to try and get people to come to the movie. Like, I would prefer no-name actors so you could get a feel for the character, you know? Like, if you put Will Smith in something, you're going to see Will Smith. Like, at the end of the day, it's Will Smith. But if you put a no-name actor in a role to play something, you're going to see that movie to see the movie. At the end of the day, it's going to be your choice to invest in that story. As far as Tyrese playing Blade, nah. I'm sorry, not to say he can't do it, but nah. I can't see Tyrese's Blade. I mean, literally the only thing him and Blade have in common is that they're both dark. That's it. I mean, Tyrese's acting, don't get me wrong, the man's one of my favorite singers, but acting, I don't know why. It's just earn that paycheck, Tyrese. That's all I can say. Anybody else got something? Terrence, what's up, man? Racism. I want to discuss like some of my future projects and stuff like that later on, but I want to talk about like racism and representation in sci-fi still. I'll feel better if they said Idris Elba. Idris Elba's Blade. You know what's funny? We're naming all these characters like Wesley Snipes isn't alive and can't still play Blade. We have actors, Ben Affleck in his age playing Batman, Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. his age playing Iron Man. Y'all act like Wesley Snipes wouldn't get out there and kill Blade this day. Like, why replace? Why reboot? The man is still alive. That's what I never understood about things like that. And if somebody kills in a role, why reboot that role? Let it go just like that. Me trying not to segue into that Aladdin mess. But honestly though, do you do research when you look to do other races in your book? The way I do the races in my book are based on my friends, John. Like it's really my weakness, which I found when writing books, is that I can't describe people very well. So the fact that I can use my friends as the characters helps me do that, because I can describe you guys easy. So when I put you in my books, you're helping me as much as you guys tell me you honor and enjoy being in character and stuff like that. So when I research other races, it's basically based on the races of my friends. Like, I have a friend who's Haitian, I have white friends, I have Indian friends, black friends, of course, Asian friends. You know, whenever I put something in the book about you guys, there's always a little bit of research done, you know. I'm not going to say I go extensive, like digging through catacombs of information to find out that this race specifically eats this, and I should put that in a book. No, it's more so based around you guys' personality, you know. They need to bring back Spawn. They're trying to, and I hear that Jamie Foxx is going to be playing Spawn. Like, Michael Jai White isn't still here kicking ass. That's the thing, man. Just do a continuation. I'm so sick of reboots, yo. Reboots and remakes. I'm sick of it. I can't watch them. I really can't. Like, I can't think of one reboot or remake I've seen in the longest amount of time. It's probably been years since I've seen one. Hold on. Is your creative process closed, or would you be open to an open forum to bounce ideas off each other? Because I'm very neurotic about my books, like, I'm overly cautious about everything, because I've had my work stolen before, and that left a bad taste in my mouth. So like, I have like 7 different flash drives, 3 different CDs with all my books saved onto it, hidden around different places. That way, if I lost one, or one gets stolen, or one gets corrupted or something like that, I can always just get another one. And every week I'll go and save. Well, recently it's been like every other day. I'll get them all together and save after I'm done writing and editing and stuff, so that they're all current. But my creative process is more so the story that I've had in my head since I was in high school. You know, I'll bounce it off my team of people. Like, I have a team, a collective, a brain trust, if you will, of people that I feel comfortable bouncing the ideas off of. And that usually gives me some insight on what I'm doing, you know, where to go from there. Because I've always been one of those people that won't change anything in my story to please anybody. But if something's not, if you can't understand something, I will make adjustments so you can understand it better in the story. I'll say it like that. Yeah, you do know me pretty well, man. Yeah. I have been through the ringer, bruh. But as far as like representation goes, matter of fact, there's something I've always wanted to discuss with people. But I also want to discuss, like, how do you guys feel about, this is something that was brought up to me. People of non-color saying the N-word, you know? Because I have I have white friends, you know, and I remember it was one time one of them got a little too comfortable and were just saying the N-word all willy-nilly. Now, I couldn't say anything at the time because he was driving me and my black friend somewhere. So we were in the back and he was trying to have a discussion with us about the N-word. He was like, well, how do you guys feel about people saying nigger? And we just looked at each other and like you get bold when you're on the interstate driving two black men who don't know how to get back home. You get real bold. So we kind of like let them know, hey, just chill down on that a little bit. He was like, well, I'm not saying it to like offend you. I'm just saying, how do you guys feel about people saying nigger? And I was like, dude, just, you can say N-word in its place. You know, stuff like that. So how do you guys feel about it? Like Hispanic and Asian people or just white people? That's weird. That's a weird thing because, you know, back in the day, they didn't call anybody else niggas except us, you know, people, black people. So I feel the same way. Like we can say it because it's something we use to. It's a For us, it's a greeting. You know how we greet each other or express something nowadays. But when other races say it, it usually feels like there's a second meaning whenever they say it, you know? Oh, bruh, I haven't seen the guy since. Talk with these hands. But it's always feel like there's a second meaning of it, even when they're trying to be cordial, you know? Like, I don't believe having black friends or a black child with a black person gives you the ability to automatically say nigger. There's not some badge you get. There's not some magical spell placed on you. You know, you just don't do it. Because I have friends in both those situations. Best question is, how would you best handle that situation? What's up, Levon? Well, me handling the situation, step one would be to try to calmly let this person know I'm not comfortable with that. Like, yo, we cool, but ain't enough ice in the world to make that okay. Oh, it would definitely be a passive aggressive approach. Most definitely. Because if you feel comfortable being around me and just saying nigga, clearly I've done something wrong with my presence around you. You know, clearly you've become a little too comfortable to the point where you feel like you can see the humor in just willy-nilly saying nigga in front of me. No. I don't want anybody to get to that point, especially any of my white friends. Like, a guy who was in this live, I don't know if he's still in here, Brendan Cease, good friend of mine. This guy has never, in the years we've known each other, this guy has never said anything remotely racist. And I respect it. Do you know how hard it is to try and mentally censor yourself around people? I appreciate him so much for never going or even attempting to go to that level. You know, he's always supportive. He's always got my back. And he never says anything, you know, off the wall. And as someone that, in a world where everything can hurt your feelings nowadays, you know, people like that, especially white people, it's a breath of fresh air to have in your corner, you know? And for the record, I may say the N-word here and there with friends, but they will never appear in my books. That's not something I want to spread because my books aren't really for children, but I know kids and stuff read my books, regardless, teenagers and stuff like that. That's not something I want to project to the youth. You know, it's a part of real life. Don't get me wrong. Excuse me, because when I'm at work, I'm a whole different person to when I am when I clock out and I'm driving home, you know. So but that's not something I want kids to see. There are different. I don't want people to read my book and think black sci-fi, even though that's what it is. I want to get to a point where my books can just be known as sci-fi, you know, because all my books are 98% black majority cast, you know, characters and stuff like that. Hold on. At some base level, everyone has adverse emotions towards another orientation, but being respectful isn't that difficult. So I totally believe that. I mean, you show me a white person that's never said the word nigga, and I'll show you a 2-year-old. That's just being real. You know, it's the fact that I'm just saying it's the fact that he protected himself from saying any of that stuff in front of me. You know, it's gotten to a point where I don't believe he says it, even though I know he probably has before. I mean, come on. But it's a respect thing. Now, that's a good bit of racism we've discussed. What do you guys feel about like representation in sci-fi? I still want to get on that because I don't feel like Jarrell said, I don't feel like there's enough of us out there. Can you say that you can truly be unbiased when it comes to race? No, I don't think you can truly be unbiased when it comes to race. I mean, you want to put on the front that you don't see color, but come on. There's so many instances in this world where you give yourself pause when dealing with another race. You know? The only thing, even rich people of color still have to deal with racism. So that can't be a deciding factor anymore. You know, people used to be able to buy themselves out of racism back in the day, but now it's a free agent. You're a free agent, baby. Everybody can get a taste. But I don't believe in somebody being truly unbiased when it comes to race. Just accept that you're okay with the race, you know? You don't have to be all, oh, I don't see color. That's not something I am. You know, I am free and loving to everyone, and that's okay. But when people say they don't see color, when people not of color say they don't see color, it's almost like a slap in the face. Like you don't see my race. Like acknowledge me as a black man. Acknowledge me as a black person. You know, acknowledge what my ancestors have gone through. My ancestors have gone through. And acknowledge anything that I may be going through today because of my skin color. You know, you can still love me and I will accept it wholeheartedly, open arms, but acknowledge that there's going to be differences in the way we are treated everywhere. You know? Come on, we got a good little dialogue going. Hit me with some more. And don't worry about what I'm doing right here. I'm just, like I said, I'm editing book 3 for the people that are new to the live. So, also, I know I brought this up earlier, but sex scenes in book 3. Y'all, I'm gonna tell you right now, don't get used to these in my books. This will probably be the one and only book I write that has sex scenes in it. I'm not going to make this a thing. The only reason they're in this book is because it goes with the story, and I've written it in a way where I want to have it in there. You know, it's not necessarily necessary. I could have just insinuated characters have sex, but there's scenes in the book that I need more emotion on. And you won't get it. You won't get the feeling if I don't put that sex scene in. Scenes, plural. So there's multiple. Speaking of which, Jarrell, as someone that's read both books, appreciate it. What are, like, throw out some favorite characters, man. Give me your favorite characters that you like and characters you don't like. Right, because I shoot Jarrell differently because his skin color, because he do look like my leather wallet. Come on, man. Jarrell kinda, he doesn't not look like a leather wallet. So, and John, tell your wife I said, hey, man. And yeah, man, these are the conversations we'll be having. We go live. You know, it was a slow start, but we in here. But Jarrell, answer the question. Favorite characters from the books, pimp? Well, I know you wouldn't like her character. And for legal purposes, I don't know who you're talking about. That character was created from my imagination, not based on any true events. So I don't know who this Flo person is you're talking about. I have a character named Ariel that may have been in a similar situation. Your favorite character is you? No one likes you. I'm kidding. A few people like you. Um, uh, Actually, yeah, Jarrell, believe it or not, a few people like you, man. You might have a little fan club group soon. I mean, the second book, the way you were in the second book kind of dipped, but you got back, and they appreciated it. Levant, you got to check out the books, man. You would most definitely understand why I put Jarrell as the main character, as he's one of the main characters, man. Because, well, this isn't hard to believe, but Essence and Echo have the most fans. Like, those two are taking off. Which I don't hate. I love that. I love that the female characters in my books are getting more play than the males, you know? I tried to write them more evenly, but at the end of the day, with their powers and stuff like that, how can I not make them powerhouses, you know? I've never seen such books. You ain't bought the books. All right? Let's get on that right there. You ain't received none because you ain't bought none. All right? I gotta make a living out here, man. You see this place? This place ain't cheap. I got a job, but I still gotta make money. So Levant, I'll give you a discount. Jarrell, I'm gonna need you to learn the names of the characters, sir. Kiala, so Essence, you, dang, Jarrell. Even in your own list of naming people, you come in second to yourself. You name Essence first. And a lot of people like Greg, which, I mean, I wrote him to be lovable, but I'm surprised at how many people like him. Oh, you want this shirt? Second, first of all, there's a Powerless shirt that you need to get on, sir. All right, let's not focus on the shirt I got on, which is a dope shirt. Thomas said this is my homeboy. Check him out, Joey Tucker, poet. But plug. But Powerless outfits and stuff like that will be coming soon. We're trying to get some shirts. Well, we got shirts in actually. If y'all want a Powerless shirt, just let me know. We can get it to y'all. Ship it out. $20. But I'll have to get my manager to put up some stuff like that about that. What was I talking about? I haven't read in a minute. I know. I appreciate you even reading them, bro. Man, with the merch, hey, I'm trying to get the merch down, right, man? We're kind of trying to get shot glasses, shirts, hoodies, for the summer, tank tops, basketball shorts, stuff like that, socks, you know, hats. I'm trying to get I'm trying to corner this market, man, and I got like the YouTube running, a little bit of clout coming from that. Instagram, a little bit more from Instagram, actually. A lot of people reach out to me on Instagram. I'm just trying to touch all the bases, baby. I'm trying to touch all the bases. I'm trying to get to a point where I can, stop the 9 to 5, just come home, wake up, do what I love to do, sleep. So once we get those socks done, the minute I see somebody walking around Charleston with Powerless socks on, bro, I made it. I've made it. As for what I'm sipping on, don't worry about that. Something to help me write. Okay. That was supposed to be a little secret. It's not too secret, Jarrell, because I have put up multiple posts about it. But yes, there is a powerless fighting game in the works. I wanted to wait. Well, I don't know how many people are going to see this live anyway, so it still might be a shock when it comes out. Hamadi, what's good, man? But we're going to be doing a fighting game for Powerless. So you guys will be able to beat up Jarrell's character. Like, I've already told Jarrell, like, whenever me and Jarrell argue, I'm not even going to yell at him anymore. All he's going to hear is the PS4 beat, and that's it. And I'm going to just be beating his ass as a character in the game. That's it. What message are you trying to deliver with your books? That we can come from more than just the hood in Africa. I am so sick of that. No one else gets sick of that. Like, that narrative where every time they show us, we're either in the hood or Africa. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm from downtown Charleston. I know the hood, baby, but I don't live there no more. I moved out, And technically, if you want to talk about people from Africa, there's a difference between African Americans and black people, An African American is someone that comes from Africa. Our ancestors came from Africa. I was born here. I'm black. I'm an American, And I had to get to a point where I was comfortable understanding what that meant, And I want other people that read my books to understand that we don't have to be the sole. I'm answering your question right now, Jarrell. I want people to read my books to understand we don't have to be the sole black person in that world. We don't always have to be the sassy black friend, the comic relief, the one person that dies for no reason because somebody got to die in a sci-fi show, movie, or book. I want to show that we can carry our own stories. We can be regular people. We don't always have to have some deep-rooted Kunta Kinte ties to Africa or some I'm from the mean streets of every hood vibe. We don't always have to have that. And the thing is, people love that so much because that's all they give us. They don't give us much of black people working Wall Street or black people just living lives of luxury, Like I was saying, talking earlier about Best Man movie. That's one of my favorite black movies because every black person in that movie is successful. Reporter, writer, NFL star, loving housewife, musician. Everyone on that show, on that movie, is successful in their own way, and I love it. They're not just hood people sitting in the hood doing whatever, and they're not just people in Africa doing whatever, Now, don't get me wrong. I love Charleston. I don't see a point for moving out of Charleston. Crime is everywhere. There's nothing wrong about here that's not anywhere else. I don't see why people move from here to Atlanta. I, for the life of me, Atlanta is not the mecca for black success, people. You don't have no idea how many times I just want to shake people when they tell me they're moving to Atlanta to be successful. How do I feel about Tyler Perry's interpretation of black people? One, I want to say this on live to any and everybody watching. When I tell you I'm writing books, black sci-fi, please, for the life of me, stop comparing me to Tyler. Stop telling me I'm the next Tyler Perry. That is not a compliment. Just say you wish that you hope I'm going to be successful. I would prefer you tell me I'm going to be successful. I swear, I cannot stand Tyler Perry's characters, y'all. I can't. And the thing is, I grew up watching them. Like, if y'all remember me in high school, I had the DVD case full of Madea movies. And one day I was just sitting watching them, and it just wasn't funny anymore. I couldn't find the humor in it because I was like, it was actually when I started writing my books that I couldn't find the humor in it because it was just, you're taking the worst stereotypes and just expanding on them. And then, is it just me or does he shit on guys a lot? Like, I don't know. He really shits on guys in movies. Like, these are the worst guys ever. For Colored Girls was a depiction of no guy in that movie was a good guy. What direction do you plan on taking the books after book 3? Okay, so as some of you may know, book 3 is a prequel to book 1. It will be discussing the life of the growing up of Essence, Echo, and Ava from book 2. After that, we're going to jump right back in. Book 4 is going to be right after book 2, like a year after. And it's going to be, you guys are going to like it. For the characters that enjoy what I've brought so far, it's going to be something stupendous. And I don't get to use that word a lot. I just wanted to just now. It's going to be stupendous. It's self-empowerment. Okay. Here's the thing about self-empowerment. Here's the thing about empowerment. You can empower someone without degrading someone else. You know, there's a way of doing it. Just like me. I'm pro-black all day, every day, but that doesn't mean I'm anti-white. I feel like Tyler Perry cashes in on a niche market of women who want this fantasy, who want this lifestyle, who are going through some of the things. Not to say it doesn't happen. It does happen. It's just not every damn household. You know? You see memes of saying black families do this, black families do that. You like those memes because it pertains to you specifically. That doesn't go for every black person or every black household. Tyler Perry's movies don't touch every black household, you know? And I'm sure you can touch mine, but that's just a personal feeling of it, you know? Like, you may like Madea movies, Tyler Perry movies, and that's okay. You're allowed to like what you like. You're allowed to love what you love. That shouldn't be something that is forced on somebody else who doesn't see it the same way. You feel like he's addressing the elephant in the room. There are many different ways to address that elephant, you know? And the thing is, Tyler Perry's a great actor. Don't get me wrong. Like, one of my favorite movies is Good Deeds. I think he was in that movie. But in Tyler Perry, like his Madea movies, I don't find the humor in it. I don't find the comedy in it. And I'm pretty sure they all have good messages. I remember them all have really good messages. It's just a delivery, you know? I don't gravitate towards that anymore. I'm not the same person I was in high school when I would fall out crying laughing at the movies as I am now, where I look at it and I feel kind of disrespected as a black person, you know? But that's just me. These thoughts of mine, they don't go for you. They don't go for anyone else but me. If you feel the same way, that's just similar mindset. That's not me forcing my opinions on anybody. But the one guy is always like run down or post prison or something. Yeah. I was always like out of jail or something like that, you know? That's why, like, in my first book, the first scene in my first book is Jarrell's character Marcus, graduating college. And this is coming from someone that doesn't believe you have to go to college. I do believe in having an education, you know? There's not a lot of people that need to go to college. I mean, it's debt. If you can jump into the workforce and make it without it, go for it. But some people need that extra attention to detail when they're trying to figure out what they want to do with their lives. And that's what I use college for. I graduated with a studio arts major. As a studio arts major, I don't use that damn degree. But the experiences I got in college are what made me what I am today, and that's what I appreciate the college experience for. I barely learned anything. Like, there was stuff I already knew. Not to say I was smart or anything, but the things I learned in my major, I perfected off YouTube before I got into class, you know? The one thing that made me better in college was the higher levels of math, because I was always bad at math, and meeting and talking to people, you know? Life skills I learned in college. Waking up on time for a class helps me wake up on time for work, you know? Schedules, learning how to pay my bills, living on my own, you know? Not having someone take care of me. Those are life's lessons that I learned from college that I appreciate. And I just want kids to know, whenever they read my book, they have a choice, you know? Education is important. How you get that education is on you. You can homeschool, college, self-taught. It's whatever you want. What music inspires me? It's weird. It's weird, Bobby, because I don't have one particular genre that I listen to when I write. My genre, if you know my friends, my musical taste is all over the damn place. Like, I have songs like Aretha Franklin that'll go into Mos Def, that'll go into Anthony Hamilton, that'll go into Snow the Product, that'll go into Tupac, that'll go into Tyler the Creator. I'm reading my playlist of songs that I listen to when I write, that'll go into Six Black, Aloe Black, Archie Eversoul, you know, Chris Rivers. I have a plethora of music that I listen to, because whenever I write, I don't like to be in just one space. That's why I like my music to change whenever I do. So I may feel relaxed listening to some Aretha writing, and then I may want to feel hype, and I might put on some Crime Mob. You know, I can't stay in one mindset or space for too long, because then I'll hit a wall mentally. I need something to keep my creativeness flowing and ever changing. So that's how I write. Do you guys want to see how neurotic I am? So book 3 is, for the most part, technically almost done. I just have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's not a lot. That's not bad. 18 chapters to finish editing. And here's I have a bunch of these lists that I write, and I give myself little time limits at the bottom. The stars are for things that I need to go back because there were spelling errors. The checks /through means the chapters are completely edited and done. Circles are chapters that I've combined with the chapter before it. Stuff like that. Any Comic-Cons that are coming up. There is one that I will be trying to attend, Incredible Con. It'll be the first one in South Carolina. They're doing what's it called? A GoFundMe page for it. So please go support Incredible Con, because I live here. So I will be able to definitely go there and meet you guys. And I love meeting fans. I have fans that I didn't even know I had, and that's weird. Some people stop me on the street. I get random emails, and it just It's jarring at first, but I'm getting really used to it. I'm glad to see you doing well, though. Your mind and vision has expanded over the years, bro. I salute you. Thanks, bro. The fact is, you guys came out, showed support, and showed love, and that's all that matters. As of now, I'm about to get back into editing book 3 so it can get out to you guys. Working on the video game, the fighting game for Powerless. That's still a thing we're doing, and we've gotten pretty far with it. And I just want to let you all know that I love you all. I appreciate the support. You guys have no idea how much it means to me personally, as someone that didn't think they were good enough to do this, to get the support that I have from not only friends and family, but also like complete strangers. That is something I'll never be able to repay. And I just want to say thank you. So until tomorrow, peace. That's the shit I do in my YouTube videos. This is going to be a YouTube video, by the way, so you can check it out here on Powerlessbybr at YouTube.